Attention, court is now in session. Two of the most brilliant minds humanity has ever produced stand trial today. Sherlock Holmes versus Hannibal Lecter. The deductive mind versus the predatory mind. Logic versus aesthetic evil. No illusions, no favoritism. Only a precise and merciless dissection. Let the trial begin. Round 1. The architecture of the mind. Sherlock Holmes is a machine of pure logic and observation. He perceives the world as an intricate web of causes and effects. For him, people are merely walking data sets. His greatest enemy is boredom, and he will do almost anything to escape it. Hannibal Lecter is an intellectual artist. He doesn't merely understand the human mind, he appreciates it aesthetically. Rudeness offends him more than murder. He kills not out of rage, but from a sense of superior taste and refinement. One hunts for truth, the other hunts for beauty, even if that beauty resides in human flesh. Sherlock Holmes, 9. Hannibal Lecter, 9. Round 2, relationship with humanity. Sherlock Holmes holds most people in contempt, viewing them as dull and predictable. Yet paradoxically, he uses his intellect to protect them. He needs them as material for his deductions. Hannibal Lecter also despises most people, but for different reasons. He finds them crude and lacking in refinement. To him, they are not subjects for investigation, but ingredients for a carefully prepared meal. One needs humanity to avoid boredom. The other needs humanity for dinner. Sherlock Holmes, 8. Hannibal Lecter, 9. Round 3. Emotional control and inner void. Sherlock Holmes is emotionally stunted. He understands the emotions of others perfectly, yet struggles to experience his own. He suppresses them with music and relentless work. His greatest fear is not death, but emptiness. Hannibal Lecter, by contrast, has complete mastery over his emotions. He does not suppress them. He cultivates and refines them. He transformed his childhood trauma into a refined personal philosophy. He does not run from his darkness. He elevates it. One fights against his inner void. The other made it into a masterpiece. Sherlock Holmes, 7. Hannibal Lecter, 10. Round 4. Method of operation. Sherlock Holmes is a reactive genius. He arrives after the crime, examines every tiny detail, ash, footprints, odors, and reconstructs the entire event through pure deduction. He is the ultimate analyst of what has already happened. Hannibal Lecter is a proactive predator. He selects his victim long in advance, studies their psyche for weeks, gains their absolute trust, and then strikes with surgical elegance. He doesn't solve crimes, he meticulously designs them. Sherlock Holmes, 9. Hannibal Lecter, 8. Round 5. Power over others. Sherlock Holmes can break a man in minutes by exposing his lies. He strips away deception with surgical precision, leaving the criminal naked before the truth. His power lies in revelation. Hannibal Lecter, however, possesses something far more dangerous. He doesn't just manipulate people, he rewires them. With surgical conversation and psychological insight, he can make a sane man question his own reality, his memories, and even his identity. He turns his victims into willing participants in their own destruction. One catches monsters by exposing them. The other creates monsters by refining them. Sherlock Holmes, 7. Hannibal Lecter, 10. Round 6. Cultural legacy. Sherlock Holmes became the eternal archetype of the brilliant detective. He symbolizes the ultimate triumph of reason, logic, and sharp observation over chaos and crime. Generations of detectives, both real and fictional, were built in his image. Hannibal Lecter, on the other hand, became the archetype of the refined nightmare. He proved to the world that the most terrifying thing is not raw brutality, but extreme intelligence completely liberated from morality. He transformed the image of a monster into something cultured, sophisticated, and disturbingly elegant. Sherlock Holmes, 8. Hannibal Lecter, 9. Round 7. The final mirror. Remove Sherlock Holmes' moral code and sense of justice. How different would he truly be from Hannibal Lecter? Remove Hannibal Lecter's cannibalism and trauma. Would he not simply become a highly gifted, terminally bored consulting detective? They are two sides of the same coin. One uses his genius to serve society. The other uses his genius to expose how fragile and hypocritical that society truly is. Sherlock Holmes, 8. Hannibal Lecter, 9. Final score. Sherlock Holmes, 56. Hannibal Lecter, 64. The sentence. Winner, Hannibal Lecter. In the end, the victor is not necessarily the one who is more intelligent. The victor is the one who is more honest with his own nature. Court is adjourned.